on Sunday, and on Saturday last year, it was Luca Stoltz that took the victory. And Jack Aitken and Mirko Bortolotti make up your front row for the first race of the weekend, ahead of Luca Stoltz and Arjun Maini, Maro Engel, and then with a grid penalty, Thomas Preininger next up. Thierry Vermeulen and Jordan Pepper are on row 4. Nicky Tim and the championship leader Kelvin van der Linde round out the top 10, ahead of Lucas Auer and Marco Wittmann. Sheldon van der Linde, winner last time out at the Nürburgring, ahead of Luca Engstler. Then it's Max Powell and Clement Schmidt. On the penultimate row, Aitken Nguyen, who got a podium here last year, and Ricardo Feller, Ben Durr, and then René Rast, the three-time champion, the driver 5th in the standings in the qualifying session. So that was why he was running out of sync with everybody else and is at the back of the field. Here we go then, the first race of the weekend here at the Sachsenring. Round 11 of DTM 2024 is go. The lights go out. Aitken on pole in the Ferrari. He's got a good start. Bortolotti is already tucked in behind him. It's going to be a squabble between Arjun Maini and Luca Stoltz. Side by side for third place as they're going to turn one. Stoltz in the black Mercedes has got the inside line. Maro Engel is trying to come through. This is on board with Arjun Maini, and Maro Engel is just about to go around the outside of him as well.
Opens the only pit window. Right, having a look at the start here once again, a replay. And the green Porsche at the back was certainly broke rank very early, but everybody got away cleanly. We got around the first few corners, so we did better than last year, but almost a McLaren ending up in the gravel. Did end up in the gravel, but kept it going. So Clement Schmidt doing well to keep the orange McLaren pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, he was on the brunt of that contact between Marco Wittmann and Luca Engstler, which is why the BMW and the Lamborghini, those two drivers, are missing components. A black and orange flag has now been given to Luca Engstler. That means he's got to leave the circuit, repair the car before he's allowed to back out, and that's because the rear bumper is hanging off, and the officials say that's dangerous. If it comes off and hits another car or leaves debris on the track, that's going to be the problem. And there was the contact. Nicky Tim was involved in that as well. It's basically 3 cars trying to fit in one lap of the race. They come out of turn 11 down the waterfall. Look at René Rast carrying the speed. He's got the momentum. He's going to throw the BMW down the inside of Nicky Tim as they hit their brakes. The gap doesn't quite open up though. They both run wide. Others run further wide behind them. They head up towards turn 13, the last corner. Steep incline here as you go through the apex, side by side again.
Copy affirm, we have the box now, Luca. We will try to remove the rear bumper. We will try to remove it. The problem is that the air check valve is for sure broken. Everything is destroyed in the rear on your car. We will remove the bumper and you go out on track for test race, and we will box that later in the pit window again.
And Arjun Maini, but Kelvin starting that transmission saying that was bad, that was bad. I didn't like that, and that was a replay of him trying to dive down the inside of Arjun Maini, but not quite getting through. A 120.7 for Engel, a 120.2 for Stoltz, so the gap goes back out to nearly a second between the pair of them. 2 McLarens look going side by side here. Clement Schmidt and Ben Durr on the way into the first corner. René Durr, the team boss, closes his eyes. Please don't hit each other, he says. Through they come and down the inside.
Now Mirko Bortolotti would leapfrog him in the points championship, but from 10th on the grid up to 6th place. Kelvin van der Linde doing a solid job. Long way to go yet, 46.5 minutes plus 1 lap, so plenty of racing still to come. Jack Aitken at the moment has it under control. 2.446 is the gap between first and second.
Sheldon van der Linde goes past the commentary box window in 10th place, trying to home in on Thierry Vermeulen. Sheldon's issue for this race is that he won the last race at the Nürburgring, which means you carry 20 kilograms of success ballast, second last time out, and has 10 kilograms of success ballast on board. And Marco Wittmann's got 5 kilograms of success ballast on board the car that you're now looking at on replay, because he finished 3rd last time out. Replays of Aitken Nguyen battling away, and he's had a good run from near the back of the grid as well. His next target is to try and find a way past that BMW of Marco Wittmann. And look at this, Maro Engel. He's about to go around the outside of Luca Stoltz. Is he on the way to turn 1? He's going to try. Look at this, Maro Engel all the way around the outside and gets past Luca Stoltz, and that puts him now up into 3rd place. And remember, he's 3rd in the championship.
Great move as we look again, heading into turn 1. Luca has the inside line covered off. Maro just says, I'm going to go around the outside of you. I don't think Luca put up too much of a fight. He probably realised that the number 130 had more pace, more grip at this point in the race. around towards turn 3.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Maro Engel got past him a lap ago. He's already a second and a half clear of him as we go back to the battle between the Ferrari of Thierry Vermeulen. Side by side with him is Sheldon van der Linde. Down into turn 3, the BMW is up the inside and shovels his way through. Great move that from Sheldon van der Linde, which I reckon he set up on the exit to turn 1. Kelvin van der Linde is in, Jordan Pepper is in, and Thierry Vermeulen in as well. So early pit stops here. So Maro Engel and the team at Windward, who are leading the pit stop challenge this year for the best pit stops overall. You get 3 points for a quickest pit stop in a race, 2 for the second best and 1 for the third best. And it is Windward who run Maro Engel that are leading that. They've come in early, so Engel is in, Stotz has come in as well. Kelvin van der Linde, Jordan Pepper, Thierry Vermeulen in the Ferrari, as you can see. Marco Wittmann, Nicky Tim, and in the world, I reckon, at the Sachsenring. I'm not kidding you, it's a really steep climb up. I was trying to run up it yesterday. It was going backwards in the end. So Aitken comes in and makes his stop. A really big stop then for the Emil Frey Racing team. Change the rears first, then the fronts. Only 6 can work on the car. Should, if it all goes according to plan, happen in less than 7 seconds. Jack Aitken about to be released.
Problem.
It's not going to take 7 seconds. That's to just over half a second now, and there they are, fighting effectively for second place once the pit stops are done. You've got Jack Aitken coming up to Ricardo Feller as they go over the start line. So Jack Aitken flashes the lights as he goes past the commentary box. Come on, get out of the way, he says. This is actually for position, but Feller is on older tyres. He hasn't made his pit stop. Aitken gets through, dives down the inside of him for 4th place, but he's effectively the race leader. So Feller going long here, trying something. He's got to try something from where he was. And this a replay of what? Of Maro Engel pushing it a bit too deep coming out of turn 13.
Past the pits. Kelvin van der Linde, what line will he take into turn 1? He's got the outside line covered at the moment. Ahead of him is Arjun Maini. Van der Linde goes to shut the door, but suddenly Thomas Preining has got the nose of that Porsche in there. Kelvin van der Linde fighting back. Once again, the 2 cars make contact.
Ricardo Feller slowing down a lot here, possibly pit bound and possibly headed for retirement. Here's a replay then, Preining versus Kelvin van der Linde. There was not a great deal of room there, and there's definitely a little bit of shoulder rubbing between the Porsche and the Audi. 2 drivers, neither of them wanting to concede position. So great battles on track. Let's get some news now, though, down in the pit lane with Verena. Van der Linde, he's lining up a move here into turn 1. Kelvin knows what's coming. Further back, Thierry Vermeulen, he's right on the case. I can see of Jordan Pepper as well. Here we go, trying to go around the outside for Thomas Preining. The champion bravely tries the outside move. You're not ever going to do that on Kelvin van der Linde, though. He just stays on the racing line, pushes that Porsche as deep into the corner as he can, and stays ahead. And Jordan Pepper did just about fend off behind him. Thierry Vermeulen and Sheldon van der Linde. A little nudge on the shoulder there from Thomas Preining, just to remind him that he's there, still very much in the championship fight as well. So that'd be a useful point gained. A replay then of this battle. It was a brave move to try and go around the outside there. He was trying to get himself the inside for turn 2, but Kelvin there was always just going to sit on the racing line, and there was a bit of contact again between the pair of them. 2 quite light cars now because they've got hardly any paintwork left on them, haven't they?
Yeah. Yes.
Look at Preining, he's gone past the commentary box window, right on the tail of Kelvin van der Linde. There's no doubt about it, he's the quicker of the 2. That's contact. Pepper and Sheldon van der Linde are coming in as well. Preining goes down the inside. Kelvin van der Linde has to shut the door, and then you've got Sheldon van der Linde trying to get past Jordan Pepper as well. Absolutely side by side on the way down into turn 3. The BMW is on the inside though, and he should get through. The 2 South Africans together, and Jordan Pepper just about has to give way. And look who's right behind them all of a sudden. It's bright, it's blue,
Jordan
it's red.
Pepper. There's another look at that move, and I think Thomas Preining tried to sell the dummy into turn 1, went to the outside, ducked back to the inside, and got the gap on the inside of Kelvin van der Linde, and job was done.
Good move that, wasn't it? Yeah. Not sure Kelvin would agree, but that was, yeah, I mean, it wasn't without contact on the way through, but he's been so quick coming out of turn 13 every time, hasn't he? and the team cheering him on from the garage. Olaf Manto in the background there.
But Thomas Breining is going to be trying to reel him in now with 12 minutes remaining.
René Rast trying to get around the outside of Jordan Pepper, and he might just do this. The BMW will have the inside line for the left-hander at turn 2. Through he comes, and he gains a place as well. And he was on the way to try and help his brother out, I reckon, but that hasn't happened. And here's the move from René Rast. Bit of contact, bit of rubbing between them. But René was always going to get that left-hander, and the BMW was a big, brutal car to try and overtake. The 3-litre machine got down the inside of the van der Linde, hasn't he? How did that happen? Flashing the lights. I don't think Sheldon made life too difficult, did he? So his teammate and left the door open on the way into turn 13. A really good start to the race, didn't he? From 8th on the grid at the Nürburgring. Found himself behind his brother and said to himself, I don't do anything silly here, but he's got to go for his own points. He's still involved in the championship fight. The BMW goes around the outside. These two trust each other. Mom and Dad at home will be watching this, holding their breath. Please, please don't take each other out, they'll be saying. And look at this, the BMW with its rear wheel on the curbs. He's going to try and get the inside line for the top of the hill for the next left-hander coming up, and he won't do it. Kelvin van der Linde keeps the 2022 champion, but losing out to the driver that is about to become the championship leader, Mirko Bortolotti, because Mirko is one place ahead of him in second and on course for 4 more championship points. Aitken gets out of the Porsche. Another disappointment for him. Hopefully he'll come back tomorrow. And looking now to pick up their 4th win in the DTM and his 25th start. The first driver to win 3 races in the DTM 2024 season. The name is Jack Aitken, and he's about to throw himself right into the championship fight. Jack Aitken wins here at the Sachsenring.
Right 100 and the victory. Well done, Jack. Well done. What a win.
Onto the podium comes the 3rd place finisher, Maro Engel. Good job done by him.
His daughter Sophia keeps making demands of Maro Engel. Can you make sure you get on the podium, make sure you finish second? So he's got to keep doing this now, otherwise he's going to get grief from his daughter, and he's doing a great job. We caught him with Maro yesterday, didn't we, last night briefly, and said, you should be all right around here. And the Mercedes said, yeah, the trouble is there'll be 19 other drivers that will quit around here as well. So he makes no bounds about the fact this is going to be a really difficult season. There's your winner, though. Jack Aitken makes his way up onto the top step of the podium. Mirko Bortolotti to the left, Maro Engel to the right. And your winning team are Emil Frey Racing, the Swiss squad team representative. Coming up now, they'll get the trophy as well. And the next thing is to get the British national anthem for your race winner, Jack Aitken. So Wolfgang Wagner-Sachs from the German Motorsport Federation presents the winning trophy to an all-smiling Jack Aitken on the top step of the podium. Next trophy is going to be presented by Maximilian Arnold, Mirko Bortolotti lookalike.
I just thought, what's Mirko doing there?
as he brings the trophy to guess who? Mirko Bortolotti. He could swap places and nobody would ever know. Mirko Bortolotti, all smiles, holds aloft the 2nd place trophies. Fans down there cheering him on with the Italian flag. And Lars Riedel, the Olympic champion, the discus throw. 7 times a world champion. He could throw discus for over 71 metres was his record. So he's a guest of the AB Sportsline team this weekend. Here we go then, champagne time. I think Mirko won that one just about ahead of Jack Aitken. And Maro Engel gets involved as well. And they'll get some very welcome relief with a bit of cool alcohol there, and the team member never gets away with it, do they? So Jack Aitken makes sure the champagne is shared between the team. Due a good result at this track. It kind of owed both drivers, and they've now had their deliverance, because Jack Aitken will get the winner's trophy and Mirko Bortolotti 2nd, and Maro Engel will get the 3rd place trophy, and that's going to be Maro's 6th podium finish of the year. Lukas Stoltz in 4th. He was a winner here last year. Arjun Maini back on form in 5th place. Thomas Breining battling 6th. René Rast from the back to 7th. An excellent drive